Fire away.
All right, Coach, how's it feel to be back out here again?
It's awesome. We had a lot of energy out of practice today, a lot of really good teaching. We got a little weather, which we don't often have here to practice in. So all in all, it was a really good day. Good to see some young guys fly around.
Are you excited for us to ask you a lot more questions about quarterbacks again?
Absolutely. That tends to be the question du jour. And we had 3 guys out here compete today, and I liked what all 3 did.
How much does it change things with Brian not being back out here?
You know, you lose that experience, but you know, a year ago we lost a lot of experience when Derek left. That's just part of college football. So you move on, and it just creates opportunities for other guys.
Do you have an expectation of what you would like to see by the end of spring here? Would you like to have a front runner by the end of spring?
Well, I don't know if we'll definitely have one. You know, you'd love to have that situation that one guy distances himself from the pack. But what we're trying to do now is see who can be consistent, who can lead our offense and take care of the football, making good decisions.
I saw a quote recently. It was from, I think it was Jim Harbaugh, saying that first day of spring practice is kind of like New Year's, Christmas, all that kind of stuff wrapped into one. Is that kind of a sentiment that you feel too? Just like,
oh yeah, no, it's awesome. You know, every year, you know, seniors move on, a new group comes in, and you don't know what you get till you go out to practice. And there's always a lot of excitement. You know, we mentioned at 6:30 at our team meeting this morning, this is our opportunity to go earn your position. This is where you prove to your teammates, prove to your coaches, you know, do you deserve a shot in that 2 deep? And you know, the fall gets here. We're a week and a half, and then we're into game planning. So this is really our opportunity, and I think some guys came out and took advantage of that today.
What were some of the things that you saw out of each of the quarterbacks?
Well, I think, you know, especially the younger guys, it's new for them. You know, Zach's got some experience, but what was good is to see guys learn from their mistakes, see guys get the ball out of their hands in a hurry. I think all 3 are doing a nice job leading.
What happened with Brian?
Brian just decided that you know, he wasn't going to be going on to the NFL. He's graduating this May, and he just decided that, you know, his time was up, and you know, we respected him for making that decision and letting us know early, and we wished him well.
Do you feel like that just opens up everything a lot more to just be kind of?
Well, Brian knew it was going to be a competition this spring, and the guys that are here now knew there was going to be a competition. You know, I think maybe there's a little bit more sense of urgency for these younger guys because there's that many more reps to go around, and they got to take advantage of those.
Then you made some internal changes with the coaching staff, but as a whole, you return the same staff, and so it's nice to not have change. Are you guys doing anything differently in terms of philosophy or anything with this spring ball this time around?
No, philosophically, we're still doing the same things on offense, doing the same things on defense. I think sometimes you get to third year, your staff, not that it gets stale, but sometimes you like having some new ideas, just new ways of looking at things. You know, Ron and Joe have both coached the opposite positions, so I thought just with a new group of receivers, new group of running backs, just having different eyes, different points of emphasis, just to keep things fresh is going to help. And then with Jordan moving from secondary to the outside linebackers, same thing. You know, just having a new set of eyes, and also just professionally developing our coaches. I think it always keeps those guys where they're having a big picture view, not just a small view of just an individual position.
Offensively, do you think with all the changes, either quarterback and receiver, and obviously you get Martinez back, how much maybe if that's going to change at all with Schramm, or how are you guys going to do that?
Well, what we do is we install our base offense in the spring, and we start finding out who are guys that are ready to start making plays. And then once we determine who those guys are, I think Dave and our offense staff do a really good job of highlighting that aspect of it. So whether we're going to run more this year, throw more this year, it kind of depends on who's making those plays and how we figure out how to get them the ball.
What do you think of Jim Barco's 5-point plan?
I think it's terrific. It's great to have a vision of where our athletic department's going. I just know that within the department and really in the community as I get out, there's a new buzz. There's an excitement in the air. I really like the fact that he isn't content to where we are right now. We want to continue to compete at the top end of the Mountain West Conference, and that takes not just a university investment. It takes a whole community investment, and he's willing to get out in the community and get everybody involved.
Speaking of not being content, I think I heard you at the beginning of practice saying we don't want to be contenders in the Mountain West. We want to win this thing. Is that still not sitting well with you, the way the season finished, losing games?
I think anytime you don't complete your goals, you shouldn't be happy. And I want our guys to understand that this program should be competing for conference championships every single year. And if we don't win it, we ought to be pissed. And we need to practice that way.
Coach, any players catching your eye that have progressed exceptionally well from December to now?
It's first day in just helmets, and so you're not running into each other. But I thought our receivers really, have made some strides as far as, running routes, how fast they look. I thought the quarterbacks were getting the ball out of the hands well. I think, on the back end, secondary-wise, we have some young guys that are running around pretty good. Again, it's just all running around right now. So once we get into Friday, we'll have pads running into each other. It'll look a little bit different then.
You talk a little bit about Nate making that move to nose and what you have planned for him going into the fall.
Well, I think Nate, as a freshman last fall, did some really good things for us. With Tyler leaving, we need somebody to step up in that position. That's a key position in our defense. And I think Nate, physically, he's got the tools to do it. Having that experience last year at the defensive end position primarily gave him a chance just to get his feet wet as far as competition. We expect some big things out of him, and hopefully he'll learn that. I think he's taking it to heart. I think he realizes how important that position is, and that he can be a key member on our defense this fall.
Mm-hmm.